Octavia Cohen is an artist, a writer, a model, and a designer, along with being a mom and a wife. Now she's bringing awareness to hair loss, better known as alopecia. I talk one-on-one with Octavia for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Octavia Cohen, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You know, the last time I had you on Quintin's Close-Ups was 2018, when you talked about in-depth, obviously, hair loss, something that you know all too well about, in other words, called alopecia. Now, you obviously have done so many things in the community. Beyond that, you're an artist, you're a model, you're a writer, a designer, and a stylist, and of course, a mother. Who else is Octavia Cohen right now?
Wow. I'm excited to share that. I'm, still operating in those venues like you just mentioned. It has just escalated like through the roof. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited that people are now gravitating to this energy of copper coins and shades of blue, which is the alopecia awareness part of my business. Just hearing beautiful words of how this platform has now helped so many women. And it's just taken off tremendously since 2018, and I'm just excited that I am just in this zone and operating in this energy that so many women and people are now getting more awareness of alopecia awareness and copper coins. So I'm just excited.
And you talk about obviously women and people. How many men have gravitated towards you as far as the awareness of alopecia?
Well, in 2018, there was one gentleman that was a part of my panel. He shared his story. And even from that, there's not too many, like my husband now. Well, since 2018, I got married and my husband my husband has alopecia. So it's almost like we're trying to spread more awareness to the men and trying to get men to open up and share their experience as well as, just as much as the women, because I know men don't really talk about a lot of things. So the panelist, Stephen Smith, he's a local barber in Charleston. I'm hoping that with his journey will spark the trail for other men to share in their journeys as well. I want to get more barbers talking about it, talking to their clients and kind of just creating their platform for men to talk about that.
What has been your journey?
My journey has gone from a child with a full head of hair to losing the front of my hairline and my temple, to experiencing limited hairstyles, covering up, kind of breaking the silence amongst my family because we've never had the conversation. So with my journey it's been that conversation piece for others to ask questions, just to get the knowledge and the information, because it's not just losing hair. It's deeper than that. It affects more than that. Because people look at it, oh, she's sick, or she has cancer, and it's not that. I mean, there's different reasons for alopecia, and it could be cancer treatments such as chemotherapy, radiation therapy. And in those cases, for some, alopecia is very temporary because they can grow their hair back. For some of us, we can't. We don't grow eyebrows and nose hairs and body hair. So it's so much to alopecia than just having a bald head, or patches or things like that. So I'm just glad that I've been chosen to kind of embark on this path to informing the masses about alopecia.
And I know all about hair loss because my mom obviously survived breast cancer due to the grace of God a couple of years ago, and she obviously lost her hair because of chemo. But let me ask you, when people do break that silence to you, Octavia, what more questions are they asking about alopecia?
They want to know, can they get their hair back? Because we've been taught, some of us have been taught that our beauty is in our hair. So when we don't have that, does that make us less beautiful? Does that make us a monster? Does that make us ugly? And some of us have that experience that they felt less than a woman, like they lost their femininity because they no longer have the hair, they want to know what other treatments are out there, because they talk about the injections, the steroids, the pills, the creams, right, and it has done more damage than good. So I'm also here to offer alternatives, along with another young lady that was on my platform. She's a trichologist. A lot of people don't know what that is, so it's just so much information out there for people that really don't know, so I'm just happy to be of service, to be a vessel for that.
And what more information have you learned since 2018?
Oh my God, I've learned that there's so many other types that I've shared, even with this new calendar that I just created this year, has more information about different, more types of alopecia. There's other options, is what you eat that can determine what we can do. It's just more of the self-care that I'm learning that we can still do to be more healthy. It's not just about the hair, but our energy and things like that. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, indeed. And how have you been able to keep up with this energy?
Oh man, it's almost like it bounces off other. It kind of ricochets. Is that? I mean, I've met so many beautiful souls on this journey since 2018. Women who are doing more, who are across the country, that are doing beautiful things, sharing Barbie dolls and meeting children and parades. And so it's like joining forces with those, like I said, with those beautiful souls to even impact more people has been wonderful. I mean, I'm just, their energy kind of enhances mine, and it's just been, like I said, just beautiful. It's just been a wonderful experience.
Which one of those people that you've come into contact with, as far as experience and learning more about this awareness, have really resembles you in a way?
Oh man, I can't choose just one. And it's great that there's so many. One person has been Jamie Elmore. She's from Washington State. She has a Bald Life magazine that really hones in on men, women, and children with alopecia, like just really spreading it across the globe. Another young lady, Lasita Porter, she's in the Spartanburg area, South Carolina area. And I mean, just connecting with people from different parts of the state, of the country. When I had my alopecia awareness photo shoot in July, people have come from Georgia, Virginia, for little old me. So even those women have really added to my purpose. Like, I see now that there is a greater purpose. There are women who have similar stories, who just want to be understood, who don't really know how to share it with their families, who really just need that support system, that shoulder to lean on, and see that there are people that look like me that have similar experiences, and just forming I wouldn't say a sisterhood, because like I said, it impacts men and children as well, but forming that support system for us all. I can't just choose one, because like I said, our energies ricochet from each other. I mean, it's just wonderful.
And you talk about children, which is very unfortunate that happens to them. But how many children in this area have had to deal with alopecia?
Oh man, I mean, I can say I'm one of them. I'm a product of experiencing alopecia as a child. I've met one beautiful girl about 2-3 years ago, and her beauty, her personality, her confidence was just glowing. And I was like, oh my God, and she's in the first calendar. But I can't put a number to how many children, but I know it impacts a lot. It really does. And some children, they wear wigs, but I think it's their parents' choice for them to wear wigs because they may not know how to have that conversation. So unfortunately, I don't have a number, but like I said, for me, I see children with the thinning edges and the braids that's probably impacting it.
Yeah.
But I can say there's a lot, but they don't know what it is. They can't identify and put, a label on this is what alopecia looks like,
And what type of braids actually cause this?
Sometimes it's whether it's the cornrows or the single braids, it's just how tight the style is that can cause tension to the hair follicles. It can be the ponytails. It just depends on how tight and how often they wear those styles, because you have to give your hair a break. Sometimes it's the wigs and the glues and the chemicals that's in those products that can also cause alopecia.
Wow. Speaking of beauty, speaking of magazines and obviously style, let's talk about copper cones.
Yes.
What got you there? What was that journey like?
That journey, it was another God-given vision. I love jewelry. I was just at a place, I think one time I was shopping for Easter or something, and being in a local store, all of their earrings and jewelry just looked alike. And I'm like, I don't want to look like the next person. I want something different. I love bracelets and bangles, and my hands are kind of big. So it's almost like those stores almost cater to a certain market, whether it's petite women. And I'm a plus size girl. So I wanted something for all of us, something different, something that you can wear with, like the earrings that I have on now, it can be paired with any outfit, any color. So it's just to create bold pieces that are multifunctional, whether it's casual, formal, or just dressed down. So and it's art. I love it. It's abstract, it's bold, right. And I'm just excited about it.
Yes, indeed. How bold and creative have you been on this journey?
Very. I've been doing more vending events, so people are now seeing more. I've created a website so people around the world can see it and purchase it. Because the thing about my piece is that there's no other pieces like what I'm wearing. No one else in the world has this. So it's a unique piece for a unique person.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And how were you creative and expressive before copper cones?
That's a good question. A lot of my stuff, I draw, I doodle a lot. I'm a writer, so I'm just always been creative. Even in elementary school, I've taken art classes, learned different techniques. So it's like I'm putting those techniques and skills into writing and into my jewelry.
What is the biggest difference about copper cone from 2011 to right now?
Wow, the boldness, the enhanced confidence, the drive to want to do more and be more visible. Just walking in the journey that God has given me, is don't be afraid, just do it, just do it, just be free.
Yes, absolutely. How have you been able to create jewelry with excellence and soul?
I love this. So I put 100% into everything I do. I've been told that I walk in a spirit of excellency. And so I put that energy into my art. I put my all into my pieces, anything that I've touched, so you feel the energy, you feel the positivity, you see that everything is, I wouldn't say perfect, but you know that you're getting an exclusive piece. And like I said, is unique. So you're the only one that's wearing it. So that's where the excellency comes in. That's where the soul comes in, because a lot of my pieces and designs are spiritual, put that color this way, or make this strike or this stroke. And I mean, everything is just pretty, like I said, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual connection. It's a spiritual vision that I put into my pieces.
Oh, that's just amazing. Which one of those pieces describes you?
Oh, oh man, I can't really say. Like the piece I have on now, I don't know if you can
See, yes,
really
ma'am.
see it. I mean, it's just abstract. It's no shape or form. It's outside of the box.
Right.
And that's just who I am. I'm a free spirit, you can't put me in a box. And so that is really stated in my jewelry. There's no straight lines, there's no perfect circles, there's no 360 or 180, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a statement of freedom.
Yes, ma'am. And I know that obviously you have hand painted and handcrafted jewelry. Which one of those really describes your brand?
I would say all of them. There's really no specific piece that describes one thing, because it's in everything that I created. Because I put all of those in everything that I create. Yeah.
Wow, that's just amazing. But then let me ask you, which art form would you use to create and craft jewelry in the future?
Wow. You know what? I don't know if I would change it. It would still probably be wood and copper. You know what? I may incorporate crystals in the future. I'm not sure, because I know crystals is a healing form.
Okay.
And it helps with everything. So crystals might be in the future.
Wow, that's just amazing. And going back to alopecia, what poetic vibes do you feel when raising awareness about this?
Poetic vibes. I you know what? I did write a poem that described my journey with alopecia. So it's like I use my experiences in my poetic vibes. And actually that piece was actually featured in Jamie's latest magazine, Bar Life magazine. So I was very grateful for that. And my poetry is a platform of my life.
Your life. And speaking of which, when you look at those pieces that you've already designed for Copper Cones, which ones do you want people to say, hey, this is where I'm headed next?
I want to say my necklaces. I haven't done much with those, but I feel like that is going to be the next big thing with copper coins, because I'm putting bone pieces together. So it's outside of the wood and the paint. So now we're going into bone pieces from Africa. So I'm excited about that.
Ooh, yes, indeed. You really, absolutely, indeed. Well, Octavia Cohen, thank you so much for your time. I know you're extremely busy, so thank you for this, and welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Yes, have a wonderful day.
Likewise.